On December 9th, 2022, I will call this meeting of the Webster School Committee to order. The first item on the agenda is the discussion of the superintendent search process. And joining us this afternoon is Dorothy Presser from MASC. Good evening. Good afternoon, Dorothy. Thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon. Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm stepping in for Tracy. So I'm sort of assuming that she's filled you in on the search process and where we are now. I know she supplied you with the results of her focus group and survey work in a document that you've already seen. At the end of that document is some suggested bullets for including in your advertising. And that will help define what the preliminary screening committee is looking for and how they're looking at the applications and how the school committee itself is looking at the applications. So when you're thinking of questions or when you're looking at the candidates, that will help define this is the person that we're looking for as our next superintendent. So my understanding from Tracy is that the job of today is to look at that report, to look at those bullets and confirm that, yes, those are the bullets that you want in the advertising. Does that meet your understanding?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
so
great.
Tracy did provide us with the report from the focus groups that she ran, and that's in our packet. Would it be helpful for the committee if we were to run through this report, or would it be, I mean, the bullet points at the bottom of this report are really the items that we would be taking a vote to approve this afternoon. I know that we got this yesterday. It's been a whirlwind of a week, I know, for Tracy, who was able to turn this around literally on a dime. And that in turn means that we all need to turn this around very quickly as well. So I can appreciate that none of us have had a whole lot of time with this, nor did Tracy putting it together. But, you know, kudos to the central office team for getting those meetings arranged so very quickly, the staff for coming out and providing their really valuable input, and for Tracy and Dorothy for putting this together and being here with us this afternoon. And now our work begins, right? For us to review this, have our commentary if there is any, or approve it if we're in favor of it. So I'm going to just go ahead and keep talking. The bullets that are outlined here at the very bottom of this document state that the Webster School Committee seeks an experienced educator who is a strong communicator to all stakeholders, is adept at school and district turnaround, is experienced in leading school renovation projects, is prepared to work in partnership with families in the community, is a visible leader in the district, is fair, honest, kind, and a good listener, and is prepared to be an integral part of the Webster community. I think that's a good summary. I think if we put everything that we wanted in a leader, we wouldn't be able to fit it on a posting. So I think this is a good summary.
So I just, you know, when I do searches, I often encourage people not to let that bulleted list get too long so that you sort of lose focus of where that person is. You're right. If you put what everybody wanted, you would end up with the person on the pedestal that you're never going to find, for one thing. So keeping that list relatively short and focused based on what the feedback is in your own experience really makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the committee?
I think it's a fair assessment. I think it does a good job to wrap up nicely what we need to look for.
I think it is as you know, comprehensive and succinct as we can get, and I think it highlights the poignant points.
And I think all those things we put on a big long list, we could put under one of these subcategories.
Ms. Millett, what you by that you mean these very broad categories really capture any of the other details that we would endeavor to add somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay, fair. Is there any further discussion about this? No questions or other comments?
But this isn't the whole posting, correct?
No, this is not, there will be, it's part of a whole brochure. It's definitely not the whole posting. The whole brochure will have more information about the district. And it will also have specific qualifications in terms of licensed as a superintendent in Massachusetts, or eligible for licensure, years of experience, and so forth. So no, this is really just what we would call the key criteria, a sort of a description of, a broad description of the person that you're looking for.
That brochure is being worked on. There was a hope that it might be finished by now, but it is not. I'm confident it will be finished by Monday, though. I know we supplied some photos of students and the school buildings and the town, the lake and things like that. So I think it's in the graphic design stage. The content is completed. It's more so the layout and that type of thing that's just being finalized at this point. And this is the bulleted list that would be there. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. So that would, so generally the brochure has sort of two parts to it. One is, here's information about Webster. So it would have the pictures, it would have some information about the community, information about the school district, the size of the budget, the number of students, the number of buildings, and sort of a community profile about, here's Webster. Here's what it would, here's why Webster is a place you would want to go to work. So that's one side is, what are we putting out there that would make candidates interested? And then the other side is, and here's what you need to know about the position and the person that we're looking for.
Makes sense?
So we wouldn't do, yeah,
Sorry,
so we would.
Ms. Blythe, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So we wouldn't have to approve this and then reapprove the brochure, right? Because it's, the content is all done. We're approving the content. It's just everything is being put together.
Correct.
Okay.
So the content of the brochure, I mean, there's information about, the Webster, the size of the town, information about the community, that it's factual information.
Great.
That I can't imagine any of us would dispute, the population and that type of thing. And then the photographs are just what they are, the photographs. And then the other information will be this. And if we chose to put salary information, I think the recommendation was to put salary commensurate with experience. Government salaries are a matter of public record. So anyone that's curious about what we've paid past superintendents, they can look that up and see what that is and have a good idea of what we're budgeted for. So if it wasn't the desire of the committee to have a salary posted on there, we would need to discuss that and agree to a salary that we would put in the posting now, or we could agree to put commensurate with experience and certifications.
Yeah, I think the second part is the way to go, right? Because it's really going to be based on experience.
So I feel that we probably have two items that we should, if there's no further discussion, by the way, about salary, and we can come back to that, we should vote if we would like to approve this bulleted list as it is, to have that in the posting. And then if we're okay with having the salary be commensurate with experience, I'd like us to vote on that as well, or we can just vote all of that together.
Okay, and so the statement is simply salary commensurate with experience.
If that is the desire of the committee, that would, I think that would work. But
Okay,
of course, if there are other thoughts, we can certainly.
Would the brochure be available for us to see at our school committee meeting? Next one?
It should be available. Yes. I think it might even be available before the next school committee meeting. Maybe Monday is the hope. I've been watching my email today, and I know that they're working very hard at MASC to get all of this turned around for us so very quickly. So I would for sure on Tuesday. If there's no further discussion, I will entertain a motion to approve this criteria for the posting, and a posting that will include the salary being commensurate with experience for the superintendent search.
So moved.
Second,
There's a motion and a second. Lori, would you please poll the committee?
Member Blythe,
Yes.
Member Naprata,
yes.
Member Millet,
Yes,
Chair Siddiqui.
Yes. Motion passes. With that being the only item on the agenda.
So can I just jump in? So I'm going
Yep.
to convey to Tracy that it's the bulleted list that should appear in the brochure, along with the salary statement being salary commensurate with experience.
Correct.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And thank you all for taking time out of your busy Friday afternoon for this meeting. I wish you all a nice weekend. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second,
There's a motion and a second. Lori, would you please poll the committee?
Member Blythe,
Yes.
Member Naprata,
Yes.
Member Millet,
yes.
Chair Siddiqui.
Yes. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Good evening, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.